to the Cinementalists. Noun, plural. Definition, those whose love for movies runs so deep, they can't help but do a podcast about them. Hosted by Colton Robertson and Joseph George.
Hello everybody and welcome in to the Cinementalists, where today we continue our top 100 favorite actors of all time with part 4. These are the 60s. We're working our way up from 69, very nice, all the way up to 60. I'm Colton Robertson. I'm joined by Joseph George. What's up, homie?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what up, what up? Always a pleasure to be here.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And if you're joining us straight off of the coattails of part 3, you might notice that something about my voice has changed. I'm battling a little bit of an illness, but the show must go on. I'm too excited about the project. I'm too excited about this episode, particularly. I got some more heavy hitters to chip away at this week, or this episode. But some even bigger names arguably left off the list. How about you hit me with a couple that you begrudgingly kept out of your top 100?
Yes. All right. And I do think it is funny that we're keeping this theme of from one episode to the next. One of us just has a stark difference and just going on there. But all right, going, I guess, in order of my extras left off. She actually came up in conversation. I think it was last part. I can't remember if it was someone you included or another that you left off. But I had Leah Seydoux just barely off.
I had her last episode, yeah.
Yes, okay, so good, yes. I didn't want to reveal another, I'm running out. I only had 19 extras, I guess, or on this list right now. So you kept hitting the coincidence, and I'm like, I might run out, so I didn't want to reveal her. But yeah, no, she, from The Beast, I think that was like the main, the one role that could have just done it. And the French Dispatch is nice, but like just you get a lot more time with her in The Beast, and I don't know, that's a movie that just is just so cool and was in my brain for a long time. But yeah, she just couldn't quite make it, I guess, compared where everyone else was.
I get it.
But yeah.
Oh, fuck. That sounded bad. Yeah, I get it. I'm with you. And that's the thing, is that like something that I'm going to try to do from here on in for the rest of the parts is name as big of names as I possibly can, just to give you a frame of reference for, it's not a best of all time list. It is a favorites of all time list. And Leah Seydoux absolutely is one of my favorites. But, when you look at some of the people I left off the list, you might go, they've done more. They're definitely historically a much bigger actor. So like, for example, one that I left off the list is George Clooney. I don't have George Clooney, and he was obviously a massive deal for a very long time. I like him a lot, but I've never been head over heels for George Clooney. He's done some really, really interesting work. I liked Jay Kelly last year. That was one of my favorite Clooney roles, actually. Ocean's 11 and Batman and Robin. How can you forget? Yeah, no, I enjoy Clooney a great deal, but couldn't make the cut here for me.
Yeah, and I didn't have him either, and I do. He is just kind of, I don't know, nothing's landed quite there. Like, he is cool. He's an attractive actor.
I think there are some people that are just like too big for me to like care about. George Clooney, like, I'm just like, he's always, for as long as I've been alive, he's been a massive deal. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally my entire life, he's been one of the sexiest men alive every year since I've been alive. And I've watched him in a lot of stuff, and I've enjoyed him in a lot of stuff, but I've just never been like, God damn, that George Clooney, I really love him as an actor. I think Jay Kelly was the first time that I felt like, oh, he's got something good here, as far as a performance is concerned. But I'm sure there's plenty of stuff I haven't seen with him in it that is exceptionally good. Just hasn't hit the mark for me to where I was like, yeah, he's one of my top 100. But what about you? What's one more for me?
Yeah. All right. Next up is a guy I think I'm trying to think of my earliest exposure to him, but I guess I don't know. But a lot of tertiary roles or side roles. Never disappointed with him, but just couldn't quite make it. Is Mark Strong?
Ooh,
And
great
yeah,
pick. Yeah.
I loved him in like The Kingsman. I think was my earliest exposure to him. Okay, I guess Green Lantern. No, I think I watched Green Lantern after the
Probably.
Kingsman movies. Yeah, I think. Ooh, Sunshine. That's I didn't think.
Yeah,
of
he's
that.
he's the slasher.
Yes,
he's
the
bad guy.
Yes,
Yeah.
the sun took over. But yeah, he's I do love every time he's in a movie. I think he does a phenomenal job.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned him at all because I
yeah.
love Mark Strong. I don't have him
Mhm.
either, but like you said, every time I've ever seen him in anything, I am taken with him. I would have considered having him on my list sooner than I would have George Clooney, actually.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I definitely do like him more than George Clooney. He's and yeah, again, it's just every time Mark Strong's on screen, I feel like there is some attachment. I don't know, to him, or there I can just his characters, like the Kingsman one specific. Sorry for spoilers. I don't even know which Kingsman movie this is, but he has a sacrifice play, where the main character steps on a landmine, but then he does the classic switcheroo, pushes him off, steps on it himself, and takes the kaboom.
Sick.
But yeah, I don't. He's just he just seems like, I don't know. He's that kind of guy in his movies. But then Sunshine, kind of different vein.
I mean,
there.
not great movies, but he's great as the villain in Shazam. Not a terrible movie either. It's a pretty serviceable superhero movie actually, and he's probably a highlight in that one. I feel like I just watched something with Mark Strong, and I
know it was
put
bugging
my
me,
finger on it.
and I don't know, all through his filmography, nothing was ringing that
What
bell.
did I just watch? I feel like he was like something I watched within the last couple days, and it's killing me that I cannot figure out what the hell it was. I'm like, I don't think he was in. He's not in Lincoln, is he? No. What the fuck? I got it. I'm sorry. This is gonna dominate
Penguin.
my.
He's Carmine Falcone.
Yeah, he is.
the
He's his
Penguin.
brother.
I forgot
Yeah.
about
Oh no, wait,
that.
he is
Yeah.
Carmine Falcone. That's right. I forgot
Yeah.
about that.
That's-
He does a really good job in that. This is gonna fucking kill me until I actually nail it down. So okay, The Critic. That's what I watched whenever I was anticipating my Ian McKellen pick. That's what had Mark Strong in it, and and I can remember exactly what role he played now that I've nailed it down. But yeah, really good in that too. I've always really enjoyed Mark Strong. But someone that I've gotten, and I'm gonna pivot here. I was gonna go with a different guy, but this one was heartbreaking for me to leave off. Like I wanted to so fucking badly. And I even gave another movie a rewatch recently in anticipation of another pick later on, and he's in it. And I was remiss that I couldn't substitute him. I couldn't plug him in and take someone out. And it's someone that I used to get confused with Mark Strong on occasion, Stanley Tucci. Another great bald guy. You'll recognize Tucci from First Avenger. He is the doctor who is like,
yes. Okay.
this is precisely why you are the person for it. Da, 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 da. But Devil Wears Prada is what I rewatched the other day, and he is so fucking fun in that movie. And he's great in everything. One of my favorite little roles he's ever done is the Day Trippers. Incredible cast, incredible movie. Directed by Greg Mottola, who just did a couple episodes of Peacemaker last year. He did Superbad. He's a great filmmaker, and I love the Day Trippers, and I love Stanley Tucci. Easy A, another big one. He was Emma Stone's dad in that, and people thirst over him a lot. I mean, he's an exceptionally good-looking bald man. Like he gives the bald head a good name.
No way, The Kingsman. He was in.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. No shit. Wow. Crazy there. And and Conclave as well. He was
yeah.
I think
he's
one of
really
the,
good in Conclave.
is he like the main card or like the I don't know. I feel like he was.
He's
pretty
like the main one that's not Ray Fiennes. Yeah.
yeah. Yes. Okay. Ray Fiennes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But
one
he,
who
yeah, I
is
feel
like
he was.
he's very, very heavy-handed in that movie, though. He is in it a lot.
Yeah.
While Ray Fiennes is the
who-
lead, I would say he's the first supporting character.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. Yeah. Wow. He's a bald guy. I guess I like the connection. A guy who didn't pop up in my head, but yeah, he'd definitely be close on this.
Yeah,
this
Mark
list
Strong and
kinda
Stanley
down here.
Tucci. I love both of them, and I relate both of them pretty closely in my head because I used to get them confused. So I like that. But go ahead and hit me with your nice pick here at 69. Let's get it popping.
All right, we're starting it off, and it is another kind of one role that has done it, and it from TV, from the Thrones show. This is where I have Kit Harington. He's been in some other things. I guess MCU. I would like for Eternals to have something.
He's
done
never
with it
going to
and-
be in anything
and-
again.
Yeah, which come on, please, it was Kit Harington. He was I don't know. He's about to pick up a damn.
They can't figure out how to do a Blade movie. He's never going to be in the MCU again.
Yeah, but yeah, so that's sad. But Thrones is where I know him through and through. I can't
God,
even
he's
think
great.
of anything else that I do know him from.
No, I legit think the only stuff I've seen Kit Harington in are Game of Thrones and Eternals.
Yeah.
I think I've caught him in maybe one other thing. I know he was in a TV show called Gunpowder that I think I watched the first episode of. He's in a new movie on Prime with Sophie Turner where they're actually love interests, which is a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, she's I saw a IRL interview of Sophie Turner.
Yeah.
They kissed, and then it was oh, they were
Yeah.
oh my,
The behind the scenes of it was very funny. Yeah, so I'm I'll probably watch that eventually because I like both of them a lot. But I don't have Kit Harington, even though I do love Jon Snow dearly. Not as big on Dane Whitman as far as the adaptation of him in Eternals, but really would have loved to have seen him flourish as Black Knight in the MCU. I think they really could have had something special there, and it's a shame that they just bit off more than they could chew there for a couple years, and stuff fell through the cracks, and it is what it is. But yeah, I love me some Kit Harington. I don't have him, but Jon Snow, man, he's that guy. If I'm in the midst of a Game of Thrones rewatch, Kit Harington's definitely here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it's very subject to change.
Yeah, and legitimately seeing him grow up, not as just Jon Snow the character, but the show just spans such a long time that it's crazy when you hit the rewatch. You go back to season 1, you see baby face Kit Harington, you're like, oh my god,
When he's
you're
got
you have
peach fuzz on his face, basically, instead of actual facial hair. Yeah, dude, he's
it's you have no idea what's coming your way, John, and what you have to go through. But
don't want
yeah,
I never wanted it. Yeah, I love me some Jon Snow, and I love me some Kit Harington, but don't have him. But that's a great place to start. I at 69 have someone who is about as close to being on here for one role as anybody. Leia Seydoux might be the exception to the rule there because of The Beast, but I mean, I've seen her in a couple other things, but at 69, I have Lily Gladstone. I love her in Killers of the Flower Moon. She is, genuinely one of the best performances of the decade, bar none. She was robbed of an Oscar that year. I love Emma Stone in Poor Things, but nowhere near as much as I love Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon. But that isn't the only place I've seen her, and she's done exceptional work outside of that. Just nothing quite as heavy hitting. Her role in the 2016 Kelly Reichardt picture, Certain Women, one of the best movies I've ever seen, but she gets to act across from Kristen Stewart a lot in that movie. Kind of an anthology film that has a few different stories about certain women. And she is kind of head over heels for Kristen Stewart. And there's this kind of sad desperation to her that she doesn't know. She's not very good at communicating, and she's, not super emotionally intelligent, and you can tell that she's, got a little bit of a she's just very, very, very good in that movie, dude. And I love her in that. An Apple TV movie from a couple years ago called Fancy Dance. It's really good. But the other night, I watched this kind of hoping it would put her up a couple spots, and it didn't. She's stuck like right here pretty prominently. But it wasn't because she wasn't good in it. She was just, the movie didn't allow her to flourish, I don't think, as much as it wants to. But it's a fucking weird one, man. On Prime, Quantum Cowboys.
Whoa.
Quantum Cowboys.
Okay.
It is a fucking weird movie, dude. I won't say that I loved it because I don't think I did. But I had a great time watching it. Yeah, yes. It mixes a lot of animation styles. It's by 4 different animation studios. There's even live action sequences, and it's kind of like if you watch that shit on shrooms, you'd fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? Like that is I think that's how it's supposed to be watched. Mm-hmm. And it incredibly bold, incredibly risk taking. She did executive produce it, along with David Arquette, who is also in the movie.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I strongly recommend it. I will probably watch it again, which is, about as good a seal of approval as you can get whenever I'm not sure if I loved it. I will watch it again because it's that strange of a movie and I want to experience it again. But yeah, I love me some Lily Gladstone, and she is lovable in that movie. Again, she plays a badass cowboy. Who can't really be fucked with. I dig it, but yeah, Lily Gladstone, 69.
Yeah, a scream that is forever imprinted in my brain, or I can hear it.
Fuck.
When you hear it in a theater, and it's just an
IMAX theater at that.
Oh my god!
When we saw it, fuck.
God. But yeah, I'm glad you had her, because it was really only Killers of the Flower Moon, and almost, it through that almost, yeah, she did.
I know, that's why I'm like, there are very few performances that I think, like, if I had only seen that, she might still have made the list. And like that's crazy. She would have been one of my first off anyway if it was the only thing. But I'd seen enough where I absolutely love her in it, so I was comfortable putting her way up. But 69, Lily Gladstone. Who you got at 68?
All right, 68. We move on. I did recently rewatch a movie with him in it, but it didn't bump him up or anything. It just kind of happened to coincide with kind of Star Wars celebration. I didn't get to watch anything on the 4th, actually, but on the 5th, I did kind of have a little marathon when I was at work. I just put the projector up and I said, you know what? I didn't watch any Star Wars yesterday. I know I'm going to be in here for many, many hours. I'm just putting them on. So I watched Phantom Menace. For some reason, it auto-skipped Attack of the Clones and just went straight to Revenge of the Sith. And I kind of just didn't realize it until I was 20 minutes into Revenge of the Sith. And I'm like, wait a minute. We just skipped the second movie, but that's okay. Then I watched Rogue One, which is where this actor pops up. Mads Mikkelsen. Galen Erso. I love Doctor Strange, one of my just favorite MCU movies. I love seeing him with the fucking purple eyes, and the villain role. He's kind of like a someone who will pop up later, I guess, a little spoiler, but the Stellan Skarsgård, I don't know why I view Mads Mikkelsen and Stellan Skarsgård as just, if these two guys are in a movie, I just know that it is, one, credible, and two, I'm going to like their role in it.
You saying that it's credible is exactly right. It's the fact that they are so obviously talented and on paper above some of the work they do, you would think, Mads Mikkelsen playing a secondary villain in an MCU movie sounds like, are you fucking kidding me? But he is that good, and that cast is that good, and that movie is that good. You definitely need to check out Mads Mikkelsen's work with Thomas Vinterberg. The Hunt, Another Round specifically is one that it popped up in our last top 100 and my top 100 favorite films of the 20s. So good. And he is incredible. I don't have Mads Mikkelsen. He was one of the ones that is on this short list though. And I think again, if I had watched something recently where he'd popped up besides At Eternity's Gate, which he did pop up in, but he has just a really minor role. If I'd watched anything where he was more prominent, he almost certainly would have found himself on this list.
Yeah, and he's even in the Fantastic Beasts movies, the kind of Harry Potter prequels of sorts. He's really good in those. It's kind of I think again kind of a little below him, but he just elevates it to be like, oh no, dude, it is more credible than it is. And then like Dr. Voller, I don't know, in Dial of Destiny. I forgot that he was in there.
That's right. He is the Nazi villain in Indy 5. Yeah. I forgot about that. Yeah. See, like, again, and Stellan Skarsgård, I would argue, is probably a little bit more selective.
Yeah. And
he's not taking roles that on paper, like, you say, oh, he's in Star Wars, you go, okay, but it's Andor. So like that is, that's different. Dune. It's Dune, So like, not exactly the greatest one-to-one comparison when I said they take stuff that on paper is beneath them. But definitely kind of a similar vein, I would say. Like Mamma Mia, Stellan Skarsgård's in Mamma Mia. And you go, what? No shit. And he's really fucking good in Mamma Mia. But yeah, no, I love me some Mads Mikkelsen. I just don't have him, unfortunately.
Yeah. But that's where he fell, and there's a reason there is a quite sizable gap between Mads Mikkelsen and Stellan.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'll spoil mine. I do have Stellan Skarsgård, and it's not for weeks yet.
Yes, same as well. But yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I guess I love more than Kit Harington, which that's the Jon Snow bar. I think that's a pretty good. That's a nice bar to be above. Yeah, we're above Ned. I guess too. We had two kind of Thrones people close. There's more to come, I guess, but a little more love to be had.
I don't think I have a single Thrones actor on my list.
Okay. Wow. There's one that's like not a big role, but man, in real life he's bad at. I don't know. I must have included him. And then I think I have two more only. I believe to go. But yeah, I think
I'm like maybe I have someone who's appeared in Game of Thrones, but definitely not a character in Game of Thrones. I would need to double check.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 3. I forgot. He just is kind of above Thrones. It feels like actually one of them. I always just forget. Yeah, no, he's in there for for the best season of it all.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of other stuff since then. Now as a movie star, don't have him either. Yeah, which was a shock to me. But we'll go to 68 for me, which is where I have Paul Dano. I love Paul Dano.
Okay.
Now, there's a few roles more than just the Batman for me that makes him rise this high, namely The Fabelmans. That is one of the best movies ever. I fucking love The Fabelmans. And it is my definitive Paul Dano performance. But There Will Be Blood, also, where he acts across from Daniel Day-Lewis a lot. He does an incredible job. Little Miss Sunshine is a big one that that's a huge blind spot for me, but he was really, really good in it. From what I understand, people have nothing but good things to say about him, except for Quentin Tarantino, which is hysterical. For some reason, Quentin Tarantino recently said something about how Paul Dano doesn't satisfy him as an actor. Like he doesn't like Paul Dano. And like of all the things Quentin Tarantino could have said and has said that made him a villain in the eyes of the masses, that was the one that really fucking did it. I mean, this guy, Quentin Tarantino, is a notorious piece of shit, but him saying that he doesn't like Paul Dano, that seemed to have done him in for a while anyway. He has not said anything publicly in a long time
He's
since
like,
then.
damn, I fucked up. He's like, shit.
Well,
He's like,
I speculate that he did it on purpose so that whenever his next movie inevitably fails, he can be like, it's because I said that shit about Paul Dano.
yeah. But
Swiss Army Man, another great Paul Dano movie. It's the Daniels before Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's got Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano, and they do an incredible job. I love Paul Dano, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think I might as well bring him up here. It's only we didn't land the same or one apart, but just skip one actor for me, and then I do have Paul Dano right here as well. He's my 66. So
just a couple spots up the list.
Couple away, but I did have him.
I think that's our first overlap within an episode.
Of the episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go. Fuck you, Quentin Tarantino. Paul
fuck
Dano
you.
rocks. Riddler, awesome. Do love that. Prisoners, another one. When you play, the scared, just kind of poor boy got shoved in a box. For I see, in headcanon, that's why he became the Riddler. I don't know. That's what drove. That was his crazy inseminate moment. But he rocks. I do love him, and I do love him enough to put him above some. I don't know. Like the John. I keep coming back to like the Jon Snow bar, but I do really love Kit Harington for Jon Snow, and like it's great. It is like if I was in a rewatch, I'm curious on where Kit would be. Like if he would still be here, or like if I was mid rewatch, if he would elevate. But yeah, like Paul Dano is. I feel like I've had less time with him than Kit Harington. Like I feel like I've spent years of my life with Kit Harington almost.
Yeah. Well, we literally did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which helps.
This is true. I guess. Yeah. It actually has been over a year.
For the new listener, what I mean by that is not that me and Joseph literally hung out with Kit Harington for multiple years. What I mean is that we did a Game of Thrones rewatch over on Geek With Me. We covered every episode week by week for all 83 weeks or whatever, 73 weeks it takes to watch that whole show. And it was super fun. But we did get very exhausted from it for a while, and it took us a while to revisit that kind of format. But yeah, so we spent a lot of time with Kit Harington over that course of time. But maybe that's why I don't have any Thrones actors either. Is maybe I'm just like, you know what, I won't be rewatching that show for some time. But love the pick there. Love Paul Dano. And 66. Okay, so I had him at 68. You had him at 66. Go ahead and fill the gap at 67, and then I'll do my 67 and then 66 to even us out.
All right. Well, my 67 is also someone you have brought up. I think it was last episode. So a lot of very close overlap this week. But this is where I have Margot Robbie, our Barbie. Our Maryland equivalent of sorts, the actress who played my wife. The Babylon. I think Babylon was really when I was like, okay, nope. I actually like you as an actor. I love.
Yeah,
you. Like
she's fucking special in that.
And I still haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Crazy. I do need to cross that one off my list. Her as Harley. I loved her as Harley Quinn always. That never disappointed. But man, when Babylon hit, it was just that movie really like it. That's what started my like first letterbox craze. Was Babylon. Whenever I'm like, okay, now I want to hit. What's the list of every movie that is shown in that montage,
right?
I need to hit all of those, and then I made a list for that, and then I was like, all right, now I'm gonna go make a list for other. It kind of just sparked a love for movies a little in the media entirely, and then
I love that movie.
It's I don't know, it's beautiful, and then
Margot Robbie, she's fucking fantastic in it. That scene whenever she pigs out at the at the fucking like high-end mansion party where everyone's being all eloquent and she's trying to fake her accent and everything, and she gives up and starts shoving stuff in her face and throwing up all over the place. Like that's the shit.
And I love how like in Barbie it's when they cut away and like Margot Robbie is not the actress to be to prove this point, but in Babylon,
right.
like it fully is. She is like whenever she is the center of attention of the party, and everyone is just can't look away from her dancing and everything. Like the spotlight is just on her. Like it makes sense. No, this actually tracks. This is exactly how this would go down. This is the actress to prove the point with. So yeah, she's
absolutely.
But yeah, so that's the gap, the Paul Dano gap, I guess there.
Yeah,
Margot Robbie.
I love it. So I'll go ahead and knock out my 67 and then my 66 as well, just to even us out here. Excuse me. Sorry about that. My 67 is one of my first. Oh, wait. It's actually not my first. I've already had an MCU actor, and he even played the same character with Ed Norton at 70. 67 is where I have Mark Ruffalo.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so Mark Ruffalo and Ed Norton just a few spots apart, but I do have Mark Ruffalo higher. And this isn't just because of Mark Ruffalo being a great actor. He's a genuinely great fucking guy. And the amount that he's willing to speak out about stuff happening in the real world and using his platform for good really, really inspires me. I think that a lot of people could take notes, on the kind of the way that Mark Ruffalo conducts himself. He seems like a genuinely fantastic dude. So, love Mark Ruffalo, not only for that, but he is also a great actor. Obviously, Bruce Banner. I've known him as Bruce Banner for fucking almost 15 years now, when he popped up in the Avengers. And, really loved him then. But, having grown up and watched a few more movies with him in them, damn, is he a good actor. Also, Zodiac, one I go to a lot for Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. Very, very good. Shutter Island, very, very good Mark Ruffalo movie. Poor Things, probably my favorite Mark Ruffalo performance, where he plays Duncan, the down bad, idiotic piece of shit that he is. I love it. Another Mickey 17 last year, where he's basically doing a Trump impression. That's good shit. I love that stuff. 13 Going on 30, great rom-com with him in it. I absolutely. So he's just done a lot of really, really interesting stuff, and he's done a really wide range of stuff. He's done the, comic shit, and he's done, high-end drama stuff, and he doesn't miss the mark, dude. I love me some Mark Ruffalo. So, had to have him, and I got him here at 6'7".
Oh God, I didn't even realize. Well, yeah, my 6'7" is Barbie. Is Margot
Your
Robbie.
6'7" is Barbie. That's funny.
Well, it's kind of fitting, I guess. I don't know why. I don't want to diminish Margot Robbie in that. I feel like that kind of but yeah, no, I actually I do have a bunch of MCU or superheroes still to go. But yeah, he's not one of them. I don't know. I think whether the MCU just kind of did him wrong, or I never kind of just got attached to Hulk at all. And then like his Shutter Island, I guess I did. I've liked that movie for a while, but I don't know. He is. I think I like him as a person more. Like I remember he had a dream in which he was told he had a tumor behind his ear, and then he went into the doctor and said, "Hey, I have a tumor behind my left ear." They did a CAT scan, and yes, they found I don't know, and it
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, wild. Like bro diagnosed himself in a dream, or got I don't know. That's
my man's nuts. Dale Cooper.
Yeah, I know. So that's a dream. Dreams are not what they seem. This is
my man's a dreamer.
Yeah. So
all right, Viserys. Okay, I see you. I see you with it.
Yeah.
But all right, I'll go on to my 66 to balance us out. Another. This one's kind of intangible for me. I don't really know why I have her this high. Mostly because there's only 2 or 3 roles where I've really loved her. And then I think I've seen her in one other thing besides that. 66 is where I have Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Love her as Beatrix Kiddo. The Kill Bill movies obviously are the big thing, but also in Pulp Fiction. So a couple of QT roles popping up there. She's really, really great in the Tarantino movies. The other one that I love her in, as bad as the movie is, I mentioned George Clooney in it, Batman and Robin, when she's Poison Ivy. I think she's fucking awesome at that. I think she's absolutely incredible as Poison Ivy, and I really, really love her, kind of campy portrayal of Pam Isley. But I think she's really, really good. And the other movie that I have listed just to round out 4 was Red, White, and Royal Blue, where she plays the President of the United States, which is just cool. I've always really enjoyed Uma Thurman. Fell in love with her when I was little, watching Batman and Robin. Kill Bill came around, and I thought she's an absolute badass. And then Pulp Fiction, you just think she's fucking cool. So I just really the twist she does in Pulp Fiction, she's really she's kind of enamoring, and I love watching her. So there's a car outside, guys. Uma Thurman, love me some Uma Thurman.
They think so. They wanted to make noise for Uma.
You got to bark for Uma Thurman. Yeah,
she
you got to bark for Uma Thurman.
It happened with
Saoirse Ronan. Saoirse Ronan was another one. Yeah.
Maybe Natalie Portman.
I think Natalie Portman also.
It's been all women, which is kind of
crazy. It has
crazy.
been all women, which is funny.
Man yet,
not a single man has been being talked about when these dogs bark, which is hilarious. But yeah, Uma Thurman, 66, had to have her. So now we're back to you. Go ahead and give me your 65.
Yes. All right, 65. It is, I guess, another superhero actor, but not the main reason he's in here. I like him in the other stuff more. I got Josh Brolin at 65. And Thanos Thanos is Thanos. Like, holy shit. Like, bro cooked. He gave us kind of one of my favorite villain portrayal. He's not Ultron, but that's okay. We get Thanos for a lot longer. Even Cable in Deadpool 2 is badass.
Yeah.
So all of his comic book roles are nice, but
his
then
cape shit stuff is good. Yeah.
Dune, love him in there as Gurney. Sicario as like the kind of just the agent that I don't know who's
the
been in the
agent.
game for a while. That was sick. Wake Up Dead Man as the rogue priest, and then weapons. I didn't find weapons as it didn't catch me like it. I felt like it caught everyone else, but he was
me either.
He was very good.
He does have what might have been my favorite line delivery of the year. In that movie, one of them anyway, whenever he has the nightmare where Gladys rolls over and like looks in his face, and then he wakes up in his kid's bed and he goes, "What the fuck?" It's so it's so good. And he's like, he sounds so pissed. He's like, "What the fuck was that?" I love that shit, man. And yeah, I don't have Josh Brolin, and this is another one that I'm kind of like, fuck. Like that's kind of. There's only so much we can fucking do here, and I want to. Part of me wants to spread love wherever I can, and Josh Brolin. I was confident you'd probably have him, and I feel good. I feel good that he is getting acknowledged because he is an incredible actor. American Gangster, another one where he's a dirty cop, and he pops up in that a little bit. Again, another guy that I feel like I just watched something with Josh Brolin in it. I've been watching a lot of movies the last couple days, which is why I'm like, I've had nothing to do but look after Emily and her post-op. My girlfriend just had a breast reduction. For those who might be interested, I don't know. She just had a breast reduction on Monday. Got rid of those giant titties. And so I've been looking after her. I actually have a story that I'd like to tell that I've forgotten to tell, and you specifically would really, really take a liking to. So before we move on to my 65 after Josh Brolin here, I wanted to tell
tangent. Maybe
mildly.
Okay.
Yeah. It does pertain to the surgery. So we got to the surgery at like 8 a.m. It's not supposed to start until like 9:15, 9:30. Surgeries always run behind, because, and that's a good thing. which means everybody is getting their time taken with them.
Mm-hmm.
I would hate to start a surgery early because I'm like, what the fuck did you do to the last person? You know?
All right,
but,
wrap this up. We're getting close to time.
We got a schedule going on. We got to figure it out. So starts a little late. I'm there for like 4 hours, 5 hours, you know, and at the end, when she's in post-op, they tell me to pull the car around and come. So I pull the car around and then I go see, I sit there for a second and I get a call. It's the nurse. She was a fucking angel. Her name's Michelle with one L. Loved Michelle. She was a doll, absolute darling. And, calls me and is like, she just woke up and she's asking if you can come in. So if you want to park as close as you can, and come on in, that would be awesome. And I came on in and I saw her. I was like, hey baby, how you doing? And I put my hand around her head and I gave her a little kiss on the forehead, just to be sweet, you know. And so Michelle starts breaking stuff down for me, you know, like you'll be the one taking care of her for the rest of the day and in the days to come. So here's kind of what you need to know. She lists a bunch of stuff that I'd already known, and we were just kind of recapping. But something that I didn't know, as she points out, is that I don't know if you've been around anesthesia recently or somebody who's had to do anything with anesthesia, but if they're doing long procedures like that one was, where it was like 3 hours where she was under, they put a little patch behind your ear that prevents nausea that you're supposed to leave on for a couple of days. It goes right behind your right ear. At least that's where it was on Emily's head. Right behind your right ear. And the side that is on your skin prevents you from experiencing nausea or itching and all this sort of stuff. What she says to me, though, is you do not want to touch the back side of it. The side that's facing out. Do not touch that side of it. You could experience double vision. You could, you know, and she's like, if you have pets at home, whenever you take it off here in a couple of days, make sure you dispose of it in a way that pets will not get to it because it will kill them.
Oh my God.
And so I'm like, okay, absolutely. Couple minutes go by.
No.
And I nearly faint. When I walked in and put my hand around Emily's head and kissed her forehead, I definitely touched that fucking thing. And I get like, I'm talking to Michelle and I start like, I can't see. Like I start swaying. I like look around like, what the fuck's going on? Emily's like, are you okay? Like I feel so at that point, I hadn't realized that I'd touched it. I didn't realize that I'd touched it until later that night because I racked my brain all day. I was like, I've had a couple of surgeries. I thought in the moment, I thought I was having a panic attack. I was like, I don't know what this is. I feel very faint. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I can't really see. Michelle immediately brought me a chair. I broke out into a sweat. Like I needed like like napkins to like soak up the sweat on my forehead. Apparently I was super pale. They like gave me ice chips and like we actually had to wait until I was ready to leave instead of Emily, who just had a fucking surgery, which is so fucking funny to me. Now it's funny looking back. In the moment I was like, I might die in this post-op room and I have no idea what's happening to me.
Oh my God.
But it wasn't until later that night whenever I was like, oh shit, I came into the room and I put my hand on the back of your head. I bet I touched that fucking patch. Yeah, a dog cannot touch that fucking thing.
Wow.
Yeah, they would
What
die.
an insane patch that like to remove nausea on one side, but then to cause the most extreme case of nausea if you touch the other side.
I genuinely, I was like, I think I'm going to be sick. Like if I hadn't sat down when I did and gotten water when I did, I would have passed out. Like I would have fainted.
Wow.
I was like, what's going on? So sorry about the tangent, but I'd been meaning to tell you that story and I'd completely forgotten to tell you that because so if you ever have someone around you who gets anesthesia and has that patch, for the fucking life of you, do not touch it. And then later on in that night, I was like, I was putting her hair behind her head because she was wearing like this neck pillow, and I touched it, and I immediately went to the bathroom and got like the antiseptic soap, the special antiseptic soap that they prescribed her basically to shower with. And I just scrubbed my hands until they were fucking raw because I was like, no fucking way. Not on my watch.
Not again.
Yeah,
Not
so
again.
sorry about the tangent, but Josh Brolin, he does things to me.
Yes.
So yeah, 65. All right. Back in it. Sorry to go on the tangent like that.
It was good.
But I have someone you've already said at 65. I think it was last episode. It might not have been, but somebody who again is in the MCU but is far from known for that. Daniel Kaluuya.
Okay, yeah, 77.
This is where I have.
Yeah.
Okay. It was last episode. Yeah. Daniel Kaluuya, absolutely love him. Obviously, Get Out is the big one. It'll be tough for him to ever do something performance-wise better than what he did in Get Out. But he does an incredible job in Nope as OJ. You mentioned the Jordan Peele stuff, and I absolutely adore it. I recently watched for the first time Queen and Slim, which is him and Jodie Turner Smith, and this movie is fucking awesome. Like, it's devastating, it's beautiful, it's a really, really great movie, Queen and Slim. So these two go on a blind date essentially to start the movie. It's a first date. They're just meeting each other. They don't know much about each other. They're kind of, they're doing typical first date talk, and it doesn't go great, but it doesn't go bad, and it's just kind of, neutral. He's driving her home, and they get pulled over, and there's an obvious immediate tension that's like, okay, so this is the type of movie we're doing. All right. Where, the cop tells them to step out of the vehicle and gets really rough with them. And there comes a point whenever the cop pulls his gun and is like going to do something, and Daniel Kaluuya rushes him, knocks the gun out of his hand, and whenever he rushes him again, Daniel Kaluuya shoots the cop.
Oh.
Okay. And then the rest of the movie is them on the run. So it's kind of a Bonnie and Clyde sort of situation where their shared trauma draws them together, and like it's a bit of a love story, but it's it's fucking awesome. Like, if you can watch Queen and Slim, you should absolutely watch Queen and Slim. And the other movie that I always go to for him was actually the first movie me and Em ever saw in theaters together, which is an interesting one. It's Judas and the Black Messiah, which is about Fred Hampton. And Daniel Kaluuya plays Fred Hampton. A bit too old to play Fred Hampton, but he still does a really, really good job. I think that movie kind of diminishes the idea that Fred Hampton was 21 when he died, or right about there, when he was assassinated by the FBI, I should say. Legendary Black Panther. Also stars Lakeith Stanfield in that movie, and they both got nominated for Best Supporting Actor in that movie, which is really, really cool. I'd make an argument that one of them probably should have been nominated for lead actor, but what do I know? Yeah, love me some Daniel Kaluuya. Love him in everything he's done. I literally don't have a weak link for Daniel Kaluuya. He's in a couple episodes of Doctor Who, I feel like because he's an Englishman. You kind of forget that too. He's not American.
God,
he
everywhere.
is British. This is a British guy. How about it?
Like, it's just hearing it. I just always think actors' voices are what I hear in the movies, and then you hear them in one interview, and you're like, oh yeah, no, they're a normal person, like that. They're not their roles, But
no, dude. And like Daniel Kaluuya is specifically one of the most interesting ones in that regard, mostly because he has. I mean, I just listed Get Out, Queen and Slim, Judas and the Black Messiah. We're talking about movies that are quintessentially about the Black American. You know what I'm saying? Like, like that is. So it is fascinating that he is not American. Not to say that the struggles of Black people only exist in America, but that is what he has made a career out of. At least the portrayals and the stories that he's a part of telling. But yeah, love Daniel Kaluuya. Had to have him. 65.
All right. Well, we're having a lot of overlap now. And this is one that you already said, and I think it was last episode. An icon in the game, an icon in the community. Ian McKellen, another kind of, I guess, superhero hit here. But yeah, more than Thanos. I love me some Magneto. And
fuck
just
yeah.
he does it just so well. And then Gandalf as well. You can't forget. And yeah, I think we like that. Lot of movies for just two characters, but I think there's I don't know, the Lord of the Rings trilogy is just kind of goated. It's pretty incredible. I don't think I have as much attachment to it as like Star Wars or some other franchises, but I could see, if I was growing up with it, how I could have like fully dove in. I think I missed the mark of kind of the childhood fantasy era. But even I was late to the game on X-Men, but I immediately fell in love with his Magneto and him.
God, he's so fucking good, dude. Yeah, I love Ian McKellen. I did have him last episode. I believe I had him at 79. So it was to tip off last week. I think we're doing a lot of back and forth right now. If I recall, your next one was last episode, or my next one was in last episode for you also. Maybe the episode before.
Let's see.
You know what? Yeah, I think it was the episode before. 64 is where I have Dev Patel.
Yes, Dev Patel. Where are you?
I think he was in the 80s.
Yes, 87 for me.
Yeah, yeah. So. All right, so I have him 23 spots higher at 64. I love Dev Patel, man. And The Green Knight specifically is the one that I always go to as like quintessentially that is the Dev Patel role in my head. But goddamn, he's done some incredible work. We obviously covered a lot of it on our Dev Patel actor spotlight on what is now Geek With Me. But Lion, beautiful portrayal in a otherwise a movie that I will probably never watch again. Lion.
Yeah. Yes.
But he does a really, really great job in it, and there's nothing wrong with the movie. I don't want to act like that's the case. It's just it's really heavy. It's a lot of movie, and it was worth the watch. I will probably never watch it again. Loved it, and he did a great job. Monkey Man, his directorial debut. Sorry about the voice crack. Like I said, I'm dealing with something. Monkey Man's awesome. That I still have not watched that movie again. I saw it in theaters, and I have not seen it since. I will watch it again. You know, at some I will at some point watch that movie again. But I don't know what's kept me from revisiting it. I just haven't gotten back around to it. And the last one I have listed is The Personal History of David Copperfield. He is whimsical as shit in that movie, and I love him. I love Dev Patel, and I can't wait for everything that he has in store for us. He had one that came out last year that wasn't like a huge deal. I can't remember what it was called, but I saw it on Canopy of all streaming services. Canopy is dope, by the way. I registered for a public library card, Kansas City public library card, and you can get their entire catalog ad-free. They give you like tickets to like rent movies. And it's just if you have a public library card, you can rent movies basically on Canopy. Super dope. Strongly recommend it.
Okay.
But and it's a way to support your public library, so it's always good. But yeah, Dev Patel, awesome, love him. 64.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. A lot of overlap. Keep it going, but I think this is a new name, a new mention here. I don't think I've heard it, but 63 is where I have Austin Butler, kind of a new actor that I really haven't spent a lot of time with, but man, everything.
God, he's good.
This is another one, kind of like Haley Spaney, of like investment in the future, or like invest in them now to reap. I wish that there was like a stock market for actors. That'd be so cool. But I would invest in Austin Butler. I think he's. I mean, I don't know. I think he's already grown quite a lot, or I don't know. But like Elvis and Fred Rotha, like I think are just kind of too. Like he once he hit Elvis, he really changed who he was a little bit. I think that kind of he had a different air about him quite after that, and
I mean he hit a different level of stardom after that. That launched him to the A-list really, really fast. As far as what if the A-list exists now, I would say that he's a part of it. At least for the next era of actors. And that kind of started, you mentioned Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
and How You've Never Seen It with Margot Robbie. He's in that movie too. And he's not a huge role, but that movie has a crazy list of young actors who have gone on to do much bigger things. And he is, I mean, much bigger roles and stuff. Austin Butler, one of them. Sydney Sweeney, another one of them. Margaret Qualley, another one of them. Best Actress winner for Honora, Mikey Madison is one of them. Maya Hawke is one of them. Like, there are so many great young performers in that movie, and he's definitely one of them.
Yeah.
But Caught Stealing on Netflix now, I believe. You have to watch Caught Stealing. That movie fucking rules. I saw that in theaters last year. It's got him, it's got Zoe Kravitz, it's got Regina King, it's got Vincent D'Onofrio and Liev Schreiber. It's got Matt Smith. It's fucking awesome. Like, loved that movie, and I strongly recommend it. I don't have Austin Butler.
Yeah, no, I had to have him. I mean, all the way back in 2009, Aliens in the Attic. You know,
Zoe 101, baby.
Yeah,
that's my fucking boy.
Damn, that's crazy. Like the early exposure, bro was just the cool guy. You know, he's just always been cool, and he's only gotten cooler. I feel like, so yeah, no, I'm
He was the only one who gave Zoe pause. You know, it wasn't going to be Chase, or was it going to be Austin Butler's character? Can't even remember his name, but I loved. He was a main caster there for a couple of years, and I really enjoyed him. But
yeah,
we actually have a pretty great fight set up here at 63.
Okay, no way.
An on-screen fight in one of the pretty much most epic movies of the 20s so far. 63 is where I have Paul Atreides, Timothy Chalamet.
Okay. Damn. Wow. That's what a weird. Wow. We'll keep it going, I guess. Yeah. The little Dune squad right here.
Dune Squad.
Dune
yeah.
So
I love it. I love it. Yeah. Timothy Chalamet. I almost begrudgingly enjoy Timothy Chalamet. Like, I almost don't want to like him as much as I do. I find him incredibly charming. I think that he is, I cannot blame him for being as full of himself as he is. I think it makes perfect sense that he is a kind of a prick. He's awesome, though. You know, I think I haven't watched a movie with him in it that I haven't enjoyed to some degree, and I haven't watched one where I don't enjoy him in it. Marty Supreme, most recently, is probably a career performance for him. It's one of them anyway. Little Women. I always go to Little Women. That monologue that he gives to Saoirse Ronan on the hillside is one of the most devastating scenes I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely adore him in that. And I do, Joe. I know. Oh God, I love him in that, and his yearning is just so palpable. Bones and All, another Luca Guadagnino film that he is fantastic in, and then obviously Paul Atreides. But you know, Interstellar. I think the first thing I ever saw Timothy Chalamet in was a Christmas movie called Love the Coopers. I watch it every year with my family. I quite enjoy it. It's not great, but I really like it, and it makes me nostalgic. And he is a really small part in a movie that has an insane cast. Again, John Goodman, Diane Keaton, Olivia Wilde, Ed Helms. I mean, just a ton of Anthony Mackie, Marissa Tomei, tons of people all over that movie. But Timothy Chalamet, young Timothy Chalamet, doing real good in that. So. Love me some Chalamet. So 63.
Yeah, Timmy is on the list. Not this episode. Not this week. But
I figured not.
Yeah, he shall return eventually. But a lot of connections going on here for the next pick. We're gonna keep the Dune squad going. There's even a Little Women squad there. There's kind of multiple things going. This is where I have yes, the Florence Pugh. And if I have a celebrity crush right now, I think it is Florence Pugh. It is just she's got so much going on. Her voice, I cannot get enough of her voice. I don't know.
Gorgeous voice.
I just love it. And then But then, yeah, she's also like a badass actor, and like Yelena Belova, and kind of in the Marvel role she has. Thunderbolts, like recently, like I loved Thunderbolts. That was sick.
Great movie.
But like We Live in a Time was whenever I was
Yeah,
like
We Live in
kind of
Time
the
is fucking devastating.
yeah. Oh my God, that was the Margot Robbie Babylon moment for Florence Pugh. I think was kind of Oppenheimer was nice to see her in there, and I was like, okay, like good role. But then We Live in Time was like, huh, all right. I already love Andrew Garfield, you know, that's already been in stone. But then that like solidified Florence Pugh in the favorites. So crazy, I guess. Yeah, that like a solidified favorite is 62. Kind of things, but
that's how many great actors there are, dude. Like I love all 100 of these motherfuckers that I've got on this list. Like I love seeing them, and I don't have Florence Pugh, but she is on this short list that I made that is just outside of the top 100. Yeah, Little Women, big one for me. I'm gonna give you a lot of credit if you were in Little Women. That movie is just so goddamn good. Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one that I've seen her in that
Midsommar?
That you didn't mention.
That's a blind spot.
I never saw Midsommar or Midsummer. I never saw it, but I've heard great things. I haven't had the guts really to visit Midsummer.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Her and Harry Styles in Don't Worry, Darling. I haven't seen.
Oh, yep, that movie sucks.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I didn't remember it. That movie's not good. She does good. Don't get me wrong. And the movie. I mean, I shouldn't say that movie sucks. It's not great. And I expected a lot more of it than it delivered. It's one of those things where like Olivia Wilde is the director of that movie, and she's an interesting director and an interesting actor. But like, I don't know that she picked the strongest cast there. Harry Styles is really, really prominent. And while I've liked him in some stuff, he's not good in Don't Worry, Darling. At all. And it really brings the movie down. But yeah, Florence Pugh, she's never a problem. Yeah. I really, really enjoy Florence Pugh.
Yeah. And the dogs you can bark anytime. I think you're missing a crucial one right here. But yeah, no, I had to keep her in here. Yeah,
since you went on the celebrity crush vein here, I'm going to mention someone else who I do not have on my list, but is well on her way to being on the list. I just need to see a couple more things. Elle Fanning. Fucking love Elle Fanning. Holy shit. Grew up with Dakota Fanning, and here I am 20 years later, deeply, deeply enamored by her younger sister, who's still older than me, by the way. But deeply, deeply attracted to that woman, and like in a really weirdly not a weirdly parasocial way, but like in a way that's like I haven't watched an actress where I've been like, I'm going to see if I can't figure out how to make this happen. You know what I'm saying? I gotta call in all the connections I have to find my way to Elle Fanning. No, it's she's awesome, and I really, really enjoy her as a performer, and she is my current celebrity crush. Predator Badlands, Sentimental Value, most recently, love her. Don't have her, but really, really enjoy her. But I'm going to go with a little connection to Timmy, and I wonder if this is why I made there was sort of an association here for my 62. Little town hall meeting with him got Timmy in some hot water before the Oscars, where he said the stuff about the ballet and opera. 62 is where I have Matthew McConaughey.
Yes.
Just the two sitting down talking about the arts here. Love me some Matthew McConaughey, man. I think that he's just so effortlessly suave, and he's just, I mean, he almost sounds like he's trying to be sexy.
Almost to
which
a fault.
is
like it's
almost heavy-handed.
Yeah, it's almost too much, but no, it's just him. It's just who he is.
Just the way he is. All right. Yeah, I like me some Matthew McConaughey. Yeah, he's good. It's all down here, you know. It's all right there. It lives right there. It's a wazzy, it's a woozy. The Wolf of Wall Street is still one of my favorite performances of his ever, and it's one scene, and he is so fucking good in it. It's fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's not on the elemental chart.
Yeah.
I love that shit. You're gonna need to get those numbers up, those rookie numbers. He's fucking great, man. But Interstellar is obviously the movie performance that I think he is most regarded for. Dallas Buyers Club was a big one. I've just never seen it. I've never seen True Detective, which I've heard is just the best thing he's ever done. Him and Woody Harrelson in season 1 of True Detective. Just never seen it. But, he did a lot of rom-com work early on in his days, in his career when he was doing How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Fool's Gold and, all these Ghost of Girlfriend's Past, all these random rom-coms that he does a really, really great job in where he's just hot. Dazed and Confused, where all right came from. That's the origin there. And I love me some McConaughey. I think he's dope. So never gonna hear a peep out of me in the negative for McConaughey.
And definitely not out of me. He is on the list. But he's kind of my boy. Kind of in that one role alone is quite heavy.
There are very few line deliveries ever that are just one word that are as incredible as "What are you doing?" Music builds, music builds, music builds. Docking. Fucking, I love when you docking. It hits. The music cuts out. Docking. I love it. I love it, dude. McConaughey is the shit, and I had him at 62.
Yeah, he's Well, we will get back to him, I guess, eventually, and in a little bit. But in the meantime, I guess only 2 to go. This at 60, where I had to scroll up to see where Matthew McConaughey was. I'm finding we're back down, where the bearings are locked. 61 is where I have Benedict Cumberpickle, Benedict Cumberpatch, our fellow Doctor Strange, now Wes.
Benedict Cumberboy.
Yeah. Say his name however you please. You just know who you're talking about. You don't even have to really get close at all. But I love that.
Ben Trickle Cum Dickle. Yeah.
Cum Dickle. It's just he's ever present, I think the doctor, he's not technically the Sorcerer Supreme, I guess. That Tis Wong right now. But no, I think this Doctor Strange is a role that does fit him well. But he's always I think my earliest exposure, I don't know if it was Sherlock, there was the TV show, the Netflix when he was Sherlock there, or Imitation Game. I don't know which one came first, when he was Alan Turing and cracking the Enigma machines. Yeah, and so I don't know which one came first, but I've always loved him. And Sherlock, I really fell in love with him there. I loved that show. And
I loved that show too.
Yeah, and then Doctor Strange, that's I think he fits the bill, or as comic actors go, I think he's not that he's above acting in one of those movies, but it feels just that he can do a lot more than comic book kind of restricts people to. But it's he's in the West lexicon. I hope
we love that. We love that. We love that he just joined. He just joined the list of actors in which the Royals hit a home run while we're talking about him. Moved us from being down 8-2 to down 8-3, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Bobby Witt just hit his 4th home run of the season with Benedict Cumberbatch being discussed. You love that.
Yeah. All right. It's the random. We'll have to compile the Royals home run list.
It's Ed Harris.
Yeah, Ed Harris was one. Was Kate Winslet
was it
in
Julia
there?
Roberts?
I don't know why. I feel. Yeah, I think that sounds right. I think Owen Wilson, maybe for some reason. I don't know why. That's ringing a bell. But yeah, a strange collection of people that, if you just say their names in repetitive order, you have the best, luck
Ed
for
Harris,
the inning.
Julia Roberts, Benedict Cumberbatch. Yeah, those obviously tie those people together. But yeah, no, I love Benedict Cumberbatch, and this is one that I'm very confident you'd have, so I left him out.
Yeah.
And not to say that like I never did that with anybody that would be higher than 90 on my list. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, so there's even a possibility that he might not have made the cut anyway. But if I loved somebody enough and I knew you'd have them, I put them on my list. You know, it wasn't like I was like, well, I'll figure out a way to talk about someone else. I like Benedict Cumberbatch. I like him a lot. I think that Sherlock was definitely when I fell in love with him too. But his most recent works in the Wes oeuvre is, I mean, I love him as Henry Sugar. That is an incredible role, an incredible performance. And then his role in the Phoenician Scheme is outstanding. Very funny. And I adore it for that. I'm trying to think of what else I might have seen him in besides the MCU, but I feel like there's
not much.
I don't know that there's anything else.
1917. I remember
Never
liking
saw
the
it.
movie, but I don't really remember his role in it. I think he was like like kind of like a general at the end. That it was kind of like more of a cameo role. He was only in there for a couple minutes, but yeah, nothing else in his filmography. That Hamlet. This movie's been popping up in so many. Like I feel like, Syrian Hines. No, okay, no, maybe I was thinking of a different movie, but there's been.
Were you thinking of Hamnet?
I don't think so. There's been so many movies that are either Hamlet, or they're all so close to each other. But like people that we've been saying, but as I've scrolled through IMDb, I've just seen it. I feel like over and over. But this one's a different.
Holy shit! Holy shit! Vinny Pasquantino also hit a home run.
Let's go!
You're fucking kidding me. Benedict Cumberbatch is the first one to be discussed about for two back-to-back home runs. So we have that.
He's double on there. Put him on there twice, back to back. Yeah, wow. He's but yeah, no.
I was trying to think of the other thing. It's The Power of the Dog. That's the other one that I've seen. It's a Netflix original directed by Jane Campion. It also has Kirsten Dunst and Jesse Plemons, if I'm not mistaken. I think Jesse Plemons is in it. I know Kirsten Dunst is. And incredible movie. Strongly recommend it.
Yeah.
But
Power of the Dog. Would have been
Power
extra
of the
fitting
Dog.
if the dogs barked then. Would have been the first man.
Mark for Benny D. Cumby Boy.
Yeah.
All right, my 61. I've got Matt Damon. Another Interstellar. 3 Interstellar characters in a row.
Okay. Well, okay, wow. Matt Damon. Got him.
that is the extent of it. I also I have some. I think I have a few more. Maybe one more. I don't know. I've got other Interstellar characters somewhere in this list, but Matt Damon, Good Will Hunting is always going to be my go-to for him. Don't know that he's ever done much better than that, and I felt that way all the way up until Oppenheimer. I think Oppenheimer, his performance of that is really underrated, like criminally so. I love what he does there, and I can't wait for the Odyssey. Come this summer, I think that he gets to lead a Nolan film, and I'm very excited for that. The Last Duel, underrated. Love me some Ridley Scott, and him acting across from Jodie Comer and Adam Driver is really strong. And Ben Affleck's in that movie with him again too. Love The Last Duel. Ocean's 11. I mentioned that I love George Clooney off the list, and this was why I brought that up because he was in Ocean's 11. With Clooney, yeah, Matt Damon, man, he I don't really tire of Matt Damon. I think that he is. I mean, there aren't a lot of guys who have quietly had such interesting careers. Like he is consistently making really interesting choices in the roles he takes. I mean, even his choice of role in the MCU is funny.
There we go.
Dogs bark for Matt Damon. There we go.
Damon.
We got a new one. Yep.
It's confirmed.
There we go.
Okay.
There's the new man. The man on the block. All right. Yep, that's a bus. Yeah, love me some Matt Damon. His choice of role in the MCU was interesting, where he plays, what is it, fake Thor? Or is it fake Odin?
Yeah, or
fake Loki?
I think he might be Loki.
I think it's Loki.
Yeah.
He's Loki. Yeah.
That's right. I forget. Yeah.
Yeah, he's actor Loki, and he's really fucking funny in it. So like, even his choice there is an interesting one, and I love that that's the kind of thing Matt Damon's open to doing, and he's a lot of fun, really funny actor, really good actor. I like him a lot. Matt Damon, 61.
Yeah. All right. Well, I do have him. It won't be this week. I guess there's only one more to go. Would have been crazy if we lined up there, but he'll be not soon or not soon too far off. But in the meantime, to end this week or in this list, kind of someone who I can probably only fall in love with much more. A big blind spot of a trilogy that I need to get to with him. But this is where I have Ethan Hawke, a guy that I do feel like brings credibility for me. Maybe like Mads Mikkelsen and Stellan Skarsgård, I feel like are maybe more universal in that, or like Stellan Skarsgård definitely. But he seems that he loves acting, or that he has a way about it in interviews. The way he describes like his process, or like the way he just thinks about acting.
Oh, the way he looks at art and acting in general is really, really inspiring. Without that trilogy, it makes sense that he'd be at about 60, because I won't have him for a couple weeks.
Okay. Yeah.
I love Ethan Hawke. And it's actually crazy. I almost brought up Ethan Hawke talking about Matt Damon. Because there's this great bit, and not even a bit, but it was something that Stavros Halkias was talking about on his podcast. And I don't listen to his podcast, but I saw the clip online because they were talking about Ethan Hawke being nominated for an Oscar for Blue Moon. And they were like, it's not fair that Ethan Hawke got nominated for an actor where he's playing just a sexless dweeb in Blue Moon, because that is one of the most effortlessly sexy men ever. Like in the mid 90s, you'd have like Matt Damon and guys like this. Like Matt Damon once famously said that like if they were auditioning for a movie and Ethan Hawke walked in, they were like, fuck. Like Ethan Hawke was that good and that excelling in the 90s. Like, and I mean, like, he still is. He is that good. They were like, well, let's go home because Ethan Hawke's here, and like there's nothing we can really do at this point. Yeah, Ethan Hawke is that good, and I love Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, I love it. Everywhere he popped, even his comic book in Moon Knight with the antagonist there, kind of Amit's Avatar or whatever. I loved him there. The Northman, when he's the father, that they have that DMT or whatever ritual that in there, that was crazy. Glass Onion, loved him there, and then even Leave the World Behind. Not the I don't know, the movie. It was okay.
Ali,
yeah,
Julia
Mahershala Ali,
Roberts.
Julia Roberts. Yeah, and him. It was an interesting movie, and he's good as always. But yeah, and I don't know, the Black Phone. I haven't seen them, or the 1 and 2, but like I've seen the trailers, and he's like the main or the villain, or like I don't know. What those movies are,
he is the slasher horror element. Yeah.
That'd be really interesting to see there. But definitely to get to the trilogy first is my want, or like my priority is to get to
the before trilogy,
yes.
Sunrise, Sunset, and Midnight. Yeah.
Yes. Need to get there. But
I mean, Dead Poets Society.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a young Ethan Hawke there.
Baby Ethan Hawke. Yeah, very, very
Training
young.
Day.
That's
I don't know
only
if we brought that up.
Yeah, Training Day.
He's been working. Yeah, I guess I see why. Yeah, all right. He walks in the room and okay, well, all right.
Might as well pack it in. Fuck this.
Yeah.
Yep. Ethan Hawke is that good, and he's been that good for a long time. So I love that pick. My 60 to round it out is an older gentleman, comparatively to those two that we brought up, but I mean, hysterical. I absolutely love him. John Goodman. And you'll know him most likely for Monsters Inc. playing Sully.
Yes, Sully.
Yeah, he's Sully in Monsters Inc. So I've grown up with John Goodman's voice for my entire life, basically. And unironically, those movies are like Monsters Inc. is probably one of the best voice acted movies of all of the Pixar movies, with John Goodman, Billy Crystal, Steve Buscemi. It's really, really impressive stuff. And John Goodman actually does deliver a pretty incredible performance as Sully. But the performance that I always go to for him, because it is fucking incredible, is The Big Lebowski. He's a supporting character, again, with Steve Buscemi also, by the way. It's a weird connection. Him and Steve Buscemi play Jeff Bridges, the dude. They play his best friends. They're in a bowling league together. And he plays a Vietnam War vet who snaps every once in a while. He has anger issues, and it is fucking hysterical. He is always at Donnie, that's Steve Buscemi's character's throat, all the time. Anytime Steve Buscemi's character says anything, he's like, "Shut the fuck up, Donnie." It's hilarious. You're out of your element, Donnie. You're out of your element. I quote that a lot. Love John Goodman in that. But one of the more recent things that he is, again, exceedingly good in and extremely funny in is the HBO comedy series, The Righteous Gemstones, from Danny McBride and that sort of crew that did Vice Principals and Eastbound and Down and all that. He plays the patriarchal figure of a family that runs a mega church and preaches to people, and are obviously, they don't abide by the good word the way that they preach about. That's what makes it a funny fucking show. And John Goodman is exceedingly good in it. He is so funny. And love the Coopers. I brought that up for Timothée Chalamet. Again, he plays the patriarch figure, and it's just a nostalgic one that I always go to. It's, again, not exactly the greatest movie of all time, but he is really fucking good in it, and a lot of people are. So Alan Arkin, Amanda Seyfried, they are also in that movie. So I mentioned a few of them earlier, and there's just a lot of people in that movie that I'm leaving off. But I love John Goodman. So had to have him, and he rounds out this episode and this part at 60 for me. So let's go ahead and run back through this. Give me your 60 through 69.
Yes. At 60, I had Ethan Hawke. 61, Benedict Cumberbatch. 62, Florence Pugh. 63, Austin Butler. 64, Ian McKellen. 65, Josh Brolin. 66, Paul Dano. 67, Margot Robbie. 68, Mads Mikkelsen. And 69, Kit Harington.
Love it. I had 60, John Goodman. 61, Matt Damon. 62, Matthew McConaughey. 63, Timothée Chalamet. 64, Dev Patel. 65, Daniel Kaluuya. 66, Uma Thurman. 67, Mark Ruffalo. 68, Paul Dano. And 69, Lily Gladstone. And with that, we will conclude this episode of the Cinementalists, and we will be back next week with parts 5 and 6. We are going to get over the halfway point. Next week will be the 50s and the 40s. And it's already heated up pretty effectively from the jump, but it gets even crazier with the names up top, and just how far down some people are. You go, oh wow, that's a legend. You have them at 40. That's a lot. It's a lot of really talented people. So I love this. I love doing this. We're celebrating a lot of incredible performers, and I'm really happy to do so. So I've got some heavy hitters in the 50s. You ought to tune in, because it's good. It's very good. Same with the 40s. Damn. Okay. Yeah. I know that that's the point, is that they get better and better to me.
Yeah.
But I know that's what we're doing, but I do feel like there's a noticeable elevation in terms of the way that I feel from the 60s to the 50s. I'm like, oh, I love these people. Oh, I really love these people. And then I looked at the 40s and I'm like, oh, fuck, I really love these people. And so it just keeps doing that. It just keeps getting higher and higher and higher. And I love that. So, got a lot to look forward to. You should tune in every week for the rest of the month. And we look forward to having you. I was Colton Robertson. I was joined by Joseph George. Thank you very much, homie.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure to be here, homie.
Oh, and it's always a pleasure to have you. And remember, Buck Ice.